So, Overwatch has been around for about 2 years, and a new 2018 anniversary event was just announced. And in general, I'm going to say right here, it's pretty good. Nothing really special, but I guess acceptable. It's very much like the previous year's anniversary event, but this year they're adding a little bit more. They're making so that you can play in previous seasons' brawls. They're making so that, there's going to be all the new emotes, all the new skins, all the new voice lines, all of that. And they're going to be adding a new map, and they're going to be making so that you can get all the previous skins from the previous seasons, which is something that's kind of new. Overall, again, a somewhat solid anniversary event, and maybe it could have used a little bit more into it and been a little bit more different, but it looks pretty good. But I'm going to say right here that this event could have been a lot better and could have done a lot more for the game, and mainly could have kicked quite a bit of fresh air into Overwatch. Now, I know a lot of people lately, me included, and a ton of other content creators, have kind of been bagging on the game, waiting for a new meta, all of that. But I honestly feel like the game could use something new put into it, and could honestly use somewhat of a soft reset to just, I guess, kind of calm some of the community's anger at the Overwatch team. And this could have been a great time to do that, as, it is kind of a holiday for Overwatch, and, it's the anniversary, people are all really excited to get into it. And I think if they would have maybe announced a little bit of balance changes, if they would have announced some new features for the future, if they would have announced some ways to fix rank to kind of please the competitive audience as well as the casual audience, and some just overall somewhat major changes that are coming in the future, I think that really could have helped for the game. And I think it as well, it could have excited a lot of the competitive scene, which is kind of just out in the water right now. A lot of people aren't doing way too much. And overall, I feel like this new event could have added more features and more reasons to play. And while again it still is alright, as far as a competitive player goes like me, there's not going to be way too much excess reason to honestly play it. And, while they are adding new things like the new ranked deathmatch mode again, which is going to be pretty fun, I feel like this could have been a prime opportunity to kind of band-aid a rank fix. Now, I'm going to say right here, the Overwatch team didn't need to do, I guess, really anything spectacular for the 2018 event. They could have just done a pretty small band-aid, maybe at the very end of the video, saying, hey, we're going to be fixing up the Brigida meta and making so that more people can play the characters that they've been playing for a while and that they enjoy. So be hyped up for that as well. And then, they put in a decent sized nerf in the next patch. They could have as well said, and hey, we're going to try to make our matchmaking just a little bit better. We're going to try to make so that you're placed in better teams. We're going to try to punish people that are doing bad a little bit better in this new season and continue on a upward path. In general, I feel like, yeah, they did announce a cool event, but this could have been far more than just a simple event that we've had a lot of, and that honestly isn't going to change the game way too much. And maybe I'm hoping for a little bit too much right here, but I feel like this event could have probably done more. And maybe that's just kind of how I thought of it, because at least whenever I think of, a new year of the game, I think of a new year that you're going to be playing it, a new year that you're going to be spamming a ton of time into it. But honestly, this event doesn't really sound like something, at least for a competitive player like me, to want to get way too much into it. Overall, at least for someone like myself, I feel like this event is, again, quite good for mainly casual players, which is fine. That's what these events are for anyways. But again, after so many problems just coming up this season, one after another, maybe they could have, thrown somewhat of a bone to competitive players as just kind of a side note to make them, I guess, a little bit happier and complain a little bit less about this new season, because honestly, a lot of these events don't really quiet those people. And I think that, making them a little happier in this new season could have been something that was kind of nice as well. Now, I think one of the main problems I have about just the timing of this video and, any of these updates about this new event is that it could have easily hyped up players to get back into competitive and to get back into Overwatch. And as well, it could have easily been a good time for the Overwatch team to try something new. It could be a role queue, a guild queue, I don't really care what it is. Something new to fix matchmaking, which people have complained about forever, because, again, it's a new season, it's a new anniversary, it's a new year. People are kind of more accepting of change, at least that's what I kind of pick up from this. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe again, I'm just hoping for a little bit too much, but I feel like this could have been a great opportunity, and I hope that they don't miss out on this. I hope that they could still maybe add some new changes when this season, I guess anniversary event finally comes out, that they could, give some new information, that they could kind of hype up the competitive scene a little bit by the time that all happens. But I guess we're just going to kind of have to wait for that. Again, it just kind of feels like they are pushing out casual content, which is fine for the majority of players, but trying to say to your competitive players that, hey, we're going to try to finally fix the game this season that you guys have been complaining about for a while. I think that would make a lot of them happy. You don't even really need to actually fix way too much, but just simply saying to these players that you do have them in mind in a time where a lot of them are kind of quitting and where a lot of them are threatening to quit, and when there's just so many other games to competitively play right now, I think that would have been a smart team as a developer team. I guess what I'm really trying to say right here is that I think the developer team needs to kind of get the community back on their side a little bit more, and I think that they need to kind of push to show why the way they're balancing the game is why they're doing it. I think they need to kind of push why they haven't put out changes for a while. I think they kind of need to push why they are, taking their due time in a lot of decisions, even if it's working on different games or working on different updates or whatever. I feel like this could be a good time to do that and to try to gain some trust in the community, because again, for the competitive side, it has kind of been going down quite a bit, and I hope that, again, maybe they'll do something soon, but probably not. Now, if I were to say one thing that I would at least very much like from them to do exactly, instead of just, being very general as I've been so far, is I wish the developer team would give exact info of how they are thinking about fixing the game in the future and stop being so cryptic. They could still take months to implement these ideas. I think that's still fine. If they need to make sure that what they want to try out is going to be good, sure, take months on it. If you want to put on the PTR for like 2 or 3 months, that is completely fine for me. Or if you just want to start putting your main ideas on the forums and kind of see if people catch them or not, I think that's a really good way to do it as well. It's just kind of, as they've been updating the game and as they've been changing the game, they just kind of drop a few maybe ideas for us to maybe catch on to, but that's normally it. It's very cryptic. They don't say much else for season upon season. And again, even something like Roku, they've talked about, trying to fix ranked, and they talked about trying to fix who you're playing with, but they haven't really talked about any exact ways to fix it other than the fact that it is a problem. And I feel like if they did kind of do this more openly to us as a player base, I think that would be a good way to have us start to gain their trust again. Maybe a good way to do this is to make some more surveys that just appear when you open up Overwatch, and if you want to take them, you can. If you don't have to. You can give your own ideas. Maybe the player base could vote on ideas that the developer team is thinking about. Even if they don't actually use those ideas at all, even if the developer team completely ignores them, at least it kind of makes so that the people feel like they're being heard, because otherwise, you're just going to kind of spam messages on the Blizzard forum, and I don't think that's going to fix way too much. In general, the thing I really want them to do again is to give more exact information on what they're thinking, or I guess if they don't have any ideas at all, to ask for some ideas instead of just kind of stalling stuff out, because that's a thing that a lot of developers do, and I kind of hope they stop doing that. Now, I guess the final thing I'm going to say about this event is that you should still get hyped for it. It still is going to be a good amount of time, and if you're a player that has just been playing competitive only, and that's really the only thing you want to go into because every other game mode is complete trash, well, maybe give competitive deathmatch a try, have a bit of fun in that, and just play all the different game modes, start getting back used to the game. I feel like to really fall back in love with Overwatch, sometimes you do need to get out of the competitive mode, start playing other modes. That's kind of how it goes. And I guess one final thing to say to the developers here is that I don't really feel like they need to apologize for slow updates or anything. The game is getting older. We can't really expect that every single month there's going to be a huge balance change, especially the way that Overwatch is designed. It's not really quite as much like League of Legends, a game that's supposed to last generation upon generation. It does seem like it is supposed to, come and go eventually. And I do understand the slow updates and everything, but I think what the developer team does need to do again is at least kind of just hype up some future plans, give people ideas for what they're going to do months upon months in the future, and get us ready for the 3rd year of Overwatch. Overwatch competitive, Overwatch casual, all of that. I feel like that really could be great, and maybe, they'll do that for the rest of the anniversary event. It's not in the original developer update, but adding stuff like that to kind of quell the community and to also kind of hype them up, I think would be a great idea, and that's what I'm really hoping for. And again, if none of this comes to happen, at least you guys should, try out the event and enjoy yourselves, because it does, again, look pretty fun. But anyways, as always, guys, this had just been my own opinions about the 2018 Overwatch anniversary event. Now, I probably took something out of nothing here. The developer team themselves probably don't owe us anything with this new event. They're just doing it for a new fun way to play the game. That's what they always do with these events. And, there we go with that. I guess I mainly just want to talk about some of the main problems and how a new event like this can fix a lot of those problems, and maybe how they could use, maybe not even an anniversary event, but, you know, some type of event in the future to help the team and to help players really start to connect with the team a lot more and really start to be hyped up. Maybe they could even do like a leak event, like an information leak event where, I don't know, they talk about a little bit of heroes in the event, you know, give some teasers for that, where they maybe tease, you know, some new stuff about competitive, where they maybe tease some new stuff about quick play, where they maybe tease some new game modes for the future, and it doesn't even have to be huge, just something. I think that would be kind of cool. Maybe even some, not data mining stuff like Sombra, but something kind of similar to an ARG, but not an ARG. I think a lot of stuff they could do, and that'd be really cool in the future, and there you go. That's all my ideas on that. I just want to talk about this today. Maybe not the most important topic, but a fun topic to talk about for myself. And that's really just the reason why I make videos on this channel, to have fun talking about things I think are important. So there you guys go with that. Anyways, as always, guys, though, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, have a wonderful day.